But that's the thing, like there's part of like my practice, I'd say, like, you know, the whole thing is like some of it is performing, some of it's like doing the thing on the time, and you kind of have to like get into a certain headspace to do that. And the difference in like having a headspace that you feel is authentic or is inauthentic, you know? So it's like, even in the studio I can feel inauthentic, right? Or I can feel authentic, and I can feel really, really authentic. And when I feel like really authentic, like the payoff is huge, you know? It's really crazy. And almost it's like, it becomes like out of body authentic, you know? It's like, it's more than me, like my ego, whatever, the character of me disappears. And that feels more true to something than like an idea I'd have about myself beforehand, that we go into the room with, we go into the studio with, I'm this guy, I said this stuff about my paintings, these are my paintings, I'm going to make those paintings. By the time you're in there, it's like you're talking about someone else, you know? Because really you're interacting right then and there with the materials, and like the interaction of your body and the materials, and exchanging your kind of conscious intelligence with something outside of you. Like where do you place yourself in that? It doesn't really need you by that point. You know, it doesn't really need your intention or whatever. I feel like there's this. Do you know this thing, the breakdown of the wave function? Do you know about that in physics? It's like with the two-slit experiment, and they shoot electrons.
I haven't heard about this, no.
You will have heard about it. I don't know. They tell us about it in England in physics.
Yeah.
So these two holes in a sheet, and they fire electrons, and the electrons go through both the holes. Sometimes they act as a wave, because you can tell that it's a wave, because you can see this wave pattern, and sometimes they act as a fixed point, and then we know that electrons can move as both a wave and a particle, right? Or a fixed point and a wave. And this is like a big deal. And when there's like some point that they exist in sort of all places, and then they're focused in on one place. And I feel like we interact with that when we're like making artwork, right? Whether you're playing music or whether you're painting, at some level, there's like all the possibilities. You're in this like crazy place of like endless possibilities, and then like you put the paint on the page, the moment is fixed, we move on, you know, and we kind of like create based on making these decisions, you know, what I was saying earlier. So within that, like, I feel like there's a real interaction there, like, with some sort of primal base level of the universe, you know, between your conscious thinking brain and the outside conscious thinking universe, or whatever. Like, at one point they, like, meet within the creative process. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. That would make it one of the most important things to do in the universe, is to, like, create stuff. But it's also, like, there's a point where the creating of stuff disappears again, like even that falls away, and you're just like in a moment with a thing, you know, and that's almost like you're just meditating, you're just like focused. And so within that focus, possibly there, you know, that's like the sort of the trick of consciousness, or like at least like that falls away as well, you know, like even like the illusion of consciousness, I suppose, falls away, and you're just left with like the materials. Maybe. I don't know, this is big stuff. And we've got like real like pumping beats in the background.
It sounds like you have done your research and you've done a lot of like consciousness training. How did you get to this knowledge about your position in the world?
This is funny, I think.
Not position, but you being in this.
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, a long question. Another long one. I think,
you don't have to share about it if it's something too private for you.
It's not that, it's just this music is pissing me off.
Yeah.
It's I think it's instantaneous.
Let's keep it for another scene then.
I think people often think that like the path to like sort of liberation is a long one, and I think also it's like, yes, it is, but it's also like you don't have to have training, you don't have to wait, you know. It's like that authenticity is always there, and it kind of exists outside of you and within you. Blah blah blah. Spiritual teaching. I could do Alan Watts. da-da-da. I feel like in a way I'm making work, like going back to that performance thing again, to perform a function on Instagram so that more people see my paintings.
Yeah.
So like I've kind of developed on that idea. We don't really need to get the bus now because we're almost there.
Yeah.
So. Fuck 'em. That's what I say. Don't stop for me. No, I'm kidding. You seem like a nice guy.
Yeah, you seem really nice. To be honest.